Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 842nd day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. Russia has lost approximately 525,150 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war, the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces reported. The number, which has not been independently verified, includes 1,090 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 20 tanks, 29 armored combat vehicles, 37 artillery systems, 2 multiple launch rocket systems, 4 air defense systems, 51 drones, 7 cruise missiles, 57 vehicles, and 12 pieces of special equipment. Germany has sent an aid package which includes IRIS-T air defense systems, HIMARS multiple rocket launchers, Leopard 1 tanks, and many other artillery. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The enemy launched 81 combat clashes. The Russians carried out 38 airstrikes including 57 anti-aircraft missiles on the territory of Ukraine. They also used 490 kamikaze drones and carried out 3,000 attacks on the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements using various types of weapons. The Ukrainian Defense Forces hit 15 personnel concentration areas, 3 air defense systems, 3 artillery systems, 2 ammunition depots, and 1 more important enemy facility. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War, Russian President Vladimir Putin outlined his uncompromising demands for Ukraine's capitulation as a prerequisite for peace negotiations in Ukraine, including the recognition of Russia's illegal annexation of occupied and Ukrainian-controlled territory in eastern and southern Ukraine, in an attempt to undermine the June 15-16 Global Peace Summit in Switzerland. Putin proposed to establish an alternative Eurasian and world security system with support from People's Republic of China President Xi Jinping, likely to undermine NATO. The Kremlin has frequently timed the intensification of its information operations, including negotiations, to coincide with major policy debates in the West in order to influence Western decision-making. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Deputy Chairman of the Russian Security Council Dmitry Medvedev continued to rail against Western colonialism while ignoring Russia's imperial history and contemporary Russian imperialist aspirations to dominate Russia's neighbors in Eastern Europe, the Caucasus, and Central Asia. Medvedev also promoted Kremlin information operations that aim to exploit Moldovan identity politics in order to disrupt Moldova's European Union accession by destabilizing Moldovan society. Medvedev also threatened Armenia on the eve of Armenian Security Council Secretary Armen Grigoryan's attendance at the June 15-16 Global Peace Summit in Switzerland. An unnamed senior U.S. Department of Defense official reportedly said that the Biden administration has no imminent plans to lift restrictions prohibiting Ukrainian forces from striking military targets in Russia's operational and deep rear areas in Russian territory with U.S.-provided weapons. Ukrainian forces conducted a large series of drone strikes against Russia on the night of June 13 to 14. Russian President Vladimir Putin stated on June 14 that there are currently almost 700,000 Russian personnel in the Special Military Operations Zone, which includes both occupied Ukraine and areas within Russia bordering Ukraine, during the meeting with participants of the Time of Heroes program. Russian forces recently made confirmed advances near Avdiivka and Donetsk city. During his visit to Italy, Zelensky met with Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi. During the meeting, the leaders discussed the development of bilateral relations and the possibility of exchanging experience in the use of new technologies in agriculture. Zelensky also met with Pope Francis. He thanked His Holiness for his prayers for peace in Ukraine, spiritual closeness to our people, and humanitarian aid to Ukrainians. He also spoke in detail on the consequences of Russian aggression against Ukraine, Russian aerial terror, and the difficult situation in the energy sector. Ukraine's First Lady, Olena Zelenska, held a meeting to discuss the progress of Ukraine's school nutrition reform. Regional representatives presented their plans based on local needs. The First Lady emphasized the importance of the reform for both children's health and the country's recovery. International and state resources will be used to support the reform, which includes establishing canteens and training kitchen staff. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.